Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome. So we're here in this amazing day that we are almost in the solstice, Inti Raymi. Inti Raymi celebration. And we have amazing people here with us. Is Don Jorge Delgado. That he is. Where are you, Jorge? I know that you are in Peru, but where right now?
I'm from Lake Titicaca, from a little province called Huancane. And it is part of the high plateau in Peruvian side. Right now, I am in Lima. By some reason of the cosmos, I guess the internet communication is easier here. So I'm staying already almost 100. It will be 100 days in a few days.
100 days?
100 days of quarantine.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well,
And I am trying to go in Facebook Live, so here we go. Thank you, Diana. So
okay, so it's very beautiful to be here and celebrating this amazingly powerful eclipse. And it's the ring of fire combined with a new moon. And it's also the beginning of a new era. What was will not be again the day after. And we have Jorge Luis Delgado here, and he's a incredible Aymara shaman and teacher. And we also have Simone Aller, who is an incredible musician and flautist who comes from Pisac. So welcome, everybody.
and this is Simeon. How, Simeon?
Señorita.
He doesn't speak English, but you can say something in Spanish. Tú puedes decir algo en español si quieres.
Yo estoy aquí, yo soy de acá, del Valle Sagrado de los Incas.
I am from the Secret
exactamente de un pueblo que se llama Taray, que está a 2 kilómetros de Pisac.
From a small town called Taray that is 5 kilometers from Pisa.
Mis padres son de aquí netamente hablantes del quechua. Mis padres se dedican a la agricultura.
My
Y mi
parents
persona
speak the
ahí,
Quechua language. And
mi
they
padre
do
es
agriculture.
uno de los que nos enseñó esta linda música de nuestros ancestros, que nos ha inculcado desde niños para poder hacer esta linda música.
Music that our ancestors told us to do this beautiful music. Okay, well, thank you so much, Simeon. So beautiful to have you here directly from that beautiful sacred land of Pisac. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Diana and Jorge and Simeon, we are here. We just put the video in Facebook, so we want, if you want to share in the Facebook of the Conscious Life Expo, you can go there, Los Angeles Conscious Life Expo, and there is this video that is this celebration that is going to be in Facebook Live. It's already there, so you can share. I want to share in my pages. So Diana, what else we can talk about the solstice? So much going on.
It's such a powerful time with the solar eclipse and the ring of fire and the new moon all at this particular time in history when we're more aware than ever before of the incredible power of the impact that we have on planet Earth and Mother Nature. During this quarantine, the Earth has had a chance to have a rest, and we can see how nature thrives when we're no longer polluting or bringing the Earth out of balance. So with the dawning of this new age, as Jorge will tell us about the Pachakuti, this is a time when we will be able to be imbued with a new light from the sun, which will have an impact on us. And Jorge is going to tell us all about this in this incredible broadcast that he's about to share with us, along with Simeon, this incredible shaman musician from Pisac.
Yes, and I am really so happy to introduce you someone that actually we met in Peru in a beautiful mystical trip there. And this is a very profound and powerful spiritual teacher from Peru, from the Andean, from the root of the people who live there for thousands and thousands of years, that they have a wisdom that is lost in time, and we have to recuperate that wisdom. And that's why Jorge is here, to bring back the power of the Andean here to America, that is the whole continent, America. So welcome, Don Jorge Luis Delgado.
Thank you very much. A great honor. I'm so happy that we can have this opportunity to remember one of the most important moments, one of the most important portals for a new life. In the Andean world, everything is about to return to the essence, to return to the roots. In the roots is everything. We don't have to cut the leaves. At some point, we think that something it is going wrong. The medicine is in the roots. If we go and we care of the roots, is where we can understand what is the process. This amazing celebration that we have every year, the Inti Raymi, Inti, the sun, Raymi, festival, festivity. We celebrate the 20 or the 21st of June. Nowadays, of course, there is some the 24th, with the Catholic religion, they try to move some of these important dates into some Catholic celebrations. But in all the communities in the highlands, we remember clear, very clear, that the new year, we celebrate the 20 or the 21st of June. But it's not only about the date, but it's also about the energy that brings this culture. So however we stay in different countries in the world, nowadays we can access to the energy of the Andes through music. The frequencies of the music, it really plays a very important role for the expansion of consciousness, because those are the steps that takes us closer to the cosmos. This kind of music, like the native ones, are the keynotes from the Mother Earth of the place. So that's why in all over the world, we can see the difference of the melodies, the difference in the rhythms, the difference in the different notes that the people use. So the music from the Andes is very unique, and we can recognize and we can see it's different than the Russian than the Japanese or the Chinese. all over the world. It's different because everywhere it vibrates different. It is the same but different. What is important now is the opening with these frequencies, the celebration with music. Don Simon is going to start one of the most beautiful melodies. Simone. We can just close our eyes and we can feel that we are entering the sacred land of the children of the sun. And as we are in the sacred space, we can connect with the spirit of the mountains and greet the master. We can greet the Lord of the Andes, that in this composition has the keynote. Just feel vibration in all the body, in all the cells from your heart. Thank you very much. It's always great to feel the soul of the Andes, to feel with our own soul, connecting. When we have that connection, we can really see with clarity one of the qualities of the light. We can see that the celebration of the sun, of the Father Sun, is one of the most important celebrations because it's so evident. Thanks to the Father Sun, we are alive. Thanks to the Mother Earth, we are alive.
Can I ask you a question? Something that is, I think is very important. These beautiful images that Simeon has, that it is the eagle, the snake, and the puma. So what that means, can you explain that?
Oh, me or?
Yeah, you, because you speak English.
Well, we call the power animals that represents the world, the inner world, the serpent, who teach us the way of the transformation because they know the secret to shade the skin. So they know the secrets to shade our pains, sorrows, guilty feelings. So the inner world in our inner body is so important to transform the heavy energies And that kind of energy from the inner sun, we can shine and transform, we can clarify it. So that's why the celebration of Inti Raymi, it's not the outside sun, the father sun, is also the celebration of the inner sun. When we are grateful for that light and all the qualities of this light that is in our hearts. So the serpent is always young. You never see an old serpent, huh? Because they're always sharing the heavy energies, sharing the skin, keeps you young. And that is the state of the soul, always young, always ready for the adventure. So the puma that represents this world give us the courage to face what we need to face, remembers us to be here, to be in the now. The puma also teach us that we are always facing what we need to face. We have that courage. Always we go ahead. The puma walks lonely. Part of the journey, the spiritual journey, is lonely. When we have to pull out whatever that doesn't belong to us, when we have to pull out the heavy energies from the past. The puma remembers us that we are worthy. The puma remembers us to be flexible, as much flexibility possible. So if we fall down, we don't get hurt because we are flexible, we are on our legs. The Condor, one of the most amazing masters for us, because it teaches us to use our wings as much as possible, so we can have the big picture, so we can see everything is interconnected, everything is interdependent, everything is reciprocal, and everything is proportional. The Condor teaches us to use our wings for flying, but also for landing. Very important, huh? Use the wings for landing, because it's here where we have our nests. Our baby condors are learning from our way how we experience life. The Condor has so many great teachings, the infinity and the eternity, and also teach us the process in 4 steps: acceptance, separation, discernment with the heart, and wisdom. Well, each of these power animals, we can talk much, but what is important that we call in the Andean world what is the triology. So Ukupacha, Kaipacha, Hanakpacha. But actually, our ancestors used to know 4 worlds. And the other one is the Fawakpacha. The Fawakpacha, it is far away. We cannot see it, but we can feel it in everything and also inside of us. So that's the world of the mystery. That's the world that is represented in the chakana in the middle, that circle, and also represents the solar disk in a way, because that kind of frequency is connected with the inner sun, the father sun, and the galactic sun. So the power animals you will see carved, you will see in ceramics and textiles from the pre-Inca times, well, until now. The power animals are in service because they come from the light. That everything in life comes from light. The Inti Raymi is a celebration of the light. It is the celebration of the awareness of the light. Everything comes from the light. So light is sacred. All life is sacred. But what does it mean, that light? For our ancestors, that is the cosmic law. It is Munai, Yankai, and Yachai. It's love, service, and wisdom. So everything we see with the Mother Earth, every creature of the Mother Earth comes from the light. Every creature brings support. We're interdependent. So the service of all the alive beings is the expression of that love. Because there is no love that is not in service. All love is in service. And all this light is always wise. So it is amazing when the first day of the year, we surrender to that light. We surrender with the open arms, like the Inca in the picture behind me, you can see very clear. It's opening, welcoming the light we receive in our inner sun.
Could you share a practice that would assist people in that process? That would be beautiful.
So, yeah, but let me give the complete idea, okay?
Yes.
What is that light? So that light, it is in each of us as a children of the sun. We need to activate. We need to put our attention. You know, life is proportional. As we have a great gift in one hand, we have some weakness in the other hand. Most of the time, we are giving too much attention to the weakness or to the heavy energies we experience. And we don't pay much attention to the gifts, to the talents, to the luminosity of our body, to the inner sun. So one of the most important practices that we can start doing this moment and also the 20th of this month. And we can do every day, because this is really something what sets you in the frequency of your inner sun. That is the extra. What is the extra? Extra is that light. Because whatever you want to do in your life, you put that light, it becomes extraordinary. You understand? So it's very powerful. It's your strength. It is the best of ourselves. So it is about the practice. Probably we have so many concepts, so amazing concepts, but this kind of simple but deep practice is to remember the light that we are. How we do that? We can start with the first thought in the day. So pay attention tomorrow when you awake. Okay, what's your first thought? Most of the time our thought is, well, I have to do, or nowadays, what I cannot do. But what is important is that we see, most of us, we have the tendency to be the agenda. But in reality, we don't see who we are. That is the light inside of us. So we have to pay the attention to that light. So that makes a big shift. So we see the light with the closed eye. So let's do the practice. Let's do the practice. We can have one hand on the right side for the practice now. Probably you will not awake with the two hands there, but when you awake, you just bring your hands to your heart. And you can see the light in your heart. You can see the sun shining. In all the seasons is shining. If it's snowing, it is shining. In all the seasons, so we can feel that light. But the most important feeling of that light, it's love. Light is love. And we can feel that this is wise. But we don't have really a deep clue about the wisdom of that light. But we can feel and we can trust in whatever we put. It's the wisest thing to do. And we can feel that this light is in service to all the cells. Well, the cells are remembering they are suns, little suns. All is light. All the organs, the bones, the glands are remembering. They are little suns in the cells, and those cells are love. It is in service and it is wise. So we have an amazing, wise body. It is incredible, powerful. Actually, power for us is kapah. When we do this practice, we become kapah gunas, the people of power, the real power, light. But if you want, after feeling that, we can give a little minute in all the body. Physical body, but also in the emotional body, we are light. Also in the mental body, shines that light. And we open our eyes. And when we are doing this practice during the daytime, in the morning, what we do as we awake, do this practice, and then we go to facing east and we just open our arms. And we surrender to the light of the Father Sun in our hearts. And we connect with the Father Sun, and even with the galactic sun. So Inti, Taita, Inti, Churi align. This amazing golden rope that never breaks, never disappears, never dies. The eternal self. So with all this power in our hearts, in our bodies, we see clearly it is also the presence of Pachamama and Pachatata in our hearts. So we bring the right hand to our hearts with love, without fear. You don't have to say that, that's just to remember we are touching our hearts with the right hand, because with the right hand is to give. So whatever we do during the day, we give, we share from the heart. And with the left, we receive, we pour, also we close the door of fear. When we are in the heart, we are in love, so fear disappears. So this position of the hands, we can see in the pre-Inca cultures also, like in Pucara, in Tiwanaku, the monoliths, you will see they are like this. Well, some people interpretation is, this is full stomach, happy heart. I like that one too, but I trust in the first one, with love, without fear. Okay? So the practice will show you so much, because as much we see the inner sun, light inside of us, we will see in everybody. So how do you see that you are in your inner sun? When you see that everybody is shining, when you are in your center, you are not judging anything and you're not judging to anybody. When you are in the inner sun, you see that all the light is only one, that we are sharing each other. We understand that the children of the sun is experiencing life in most of the special moments between the night and the day. Actually, we are in the sunrise moment, and the first light in the morning is food of the heart, is food of the soul. In my book, Inca Wisdom, Return to Joy, you can find many of these practices, but one of the important aspects is that nowadays how powerful it is for our body to connect every day with the Father Son, because it makes stronger the immune system, nurtures the soul, so we can face whatever we have to go through. So as much we nurture the soul, our roots are stronger, so we can bloom anytime, which is our destiny. Everybody's destiny today is to bloom. So we will see the Mother Earth covered by amazing flowers. Each human as a flower makes the most beautiful cloth of the Mother Earth. And we don't want to see the Mother Earth naked. We want to see the most beautiful cloth. Each of us, we are a contribution for this cloth. The new sunrise is much hope of this new world, because also we call the Wilcacuti. In Aymara, we call Wilcatata, Father Son. So Wilca is sacred, is divine, is the sun. So Wilcacuti means the return to the sun, the return to divine, the return to sacredness. Amazing. So when you experience, when we closed our eye, we could feel that light. That is the practice. That is divine presence. That is the sacredness of our lives. But it's not only about us, of course. It is the return to the awareness that all life is sacred. So if all life is sacred, we have to celebrate the sacredness in this new cycle. And we have much love to all what is said, because it's the expression of our souls. Our own light is love. So we just share that, and we receive love from all the directions. Our brother Don Simon is going to share with us another beautiful melody to keep elevating ourselves. Thank you. Urpillay son joyay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you for bringing that energy. So amazing. Gracias por traer esa energía, Simeón, de ahí, de la montaña, con los apus, con esa energía tan poderosa de Pachamama, with that powerful Pachamama energy. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
So, Jorge, I have a question for you, and this is related with the Inti Raymi, that is the New Year, because we're celebrating the New Year. And also, we are having this solstice that is coming with the eclipse. So, I want you to talk a little bit about the Inti Raymi and this wow, powerful moment that we are all living here, and how we can integrate these ancient teachings in our daily life.
For the children of the sun, it is about to learn from the Father Sun. We learn his qualities, his gifts. We believe that Father Sun is a great portal that let flow through his life, his body, life force energy. And what is life force energy for us? Is love that is in service and it's wise. So the children of the sun, we are also portals. We let flow through our lives love, service, and wisdom. So every day we learn the qualities of the light, but the special days, the solstices and the equinoxes, it's the time when the Father opens wider his arms and we put our seeds, our intent, what we want to expand. But the special momentum, the Inti Raymi, the celebration, is something like the external, because in these periods is when we find what we call the Taripai Pacha, which means the time to find yourself. When we recognize ourselves as a children of the sun, as a children of the light. So the celebration those days is amazing in synchronicity with the pandemic, in synchronicity with some of these eclipses. So it's to remember for us to see what is eclipsing your life. What is that is blocking you to be the real you? I mean, the one who has these amazing gifts, the one who is sure that is a contribution to life. Each of us, we are, everybody is. But we've been sleeping. This is the time of the new day. And of course, when we start to see and observe what is eclipsing our brightness, we are in a process of transformation. But we are not lonely. What is happening outside is they are supporting our process. Everything, all life is supporting our process. But we have to help ourselves by pulling out whatever doesn't belong to the light. So you have another question?
Sorry, I was mute. Yes, we have a lot of questions. A lot of questions. So this solstice, every solstice that is celebrated from many ancient cultures around the world, and I know that they have a really deep spiritual meaning. And I want you to explain the spiritual meaning of the solstice from the Andean tradition. That is interesting because the Andeans are connected with Egypt.
In all the cultures, from the very, very prehistoric times, we will see the people was aware. There is nothing more evident than, thanks to Father Sun, life is possible. if the Father Son disappeared, there is no more. But there is, there is many interpretations, many ways to approach these aspects. Some of the people believe that, the Father Son goes far, far away, but then start to return. But that is symbolic for us to return to our nature. Even when we walk in nature, we return to our nature. That is the spirit. The special meaning of this celebration is not only to wear a nice cloth. It is about to shine from the inner sun, shine from the soul. That is our contribution. That's the way how we give a hand to the Father Son. Then we have next year another solstice, but this is the time when it is much stronger because we are experiencing a new day. In the Andean world, we call the Pachakutis every 500 years. From 1992 to 2022, we are experiencing the sun rising. 22, everybody's gonna see it, say, oh, it's real, it's there. But after 22 to 2032, it's the moment when we put the seeds, the foundations of this new society. Some people believe, it has to be ecological, it has to be moral, with moral ethics, many aspects. We believe it just have to be with light. That means with love. It's not possible to create an ecological society if we don't love ourselves. How we can love the Mother Earth if we don't love ourselves? So the meaning, it is transcendental. It is the priority to remember that light that we are.
Thank you, Jorge. There are other questions here. Many questions. Do you believe that we are actively ascending or awakening into our true essence, which is the light of all there is?
Well, we are ascending every day as we awake on that light. We are blocked when we don't cleanse. Nowadays, we have a beautiful practice to wash our hands every day, every moment, as much possible if we are dealing with a lot of things. So it's important to cleanse the mind. We must have very clear, very clear the destiny for us. It's amazing destiny. We want or we don't want. We are not so optimistic or we are very optimistic. It will happen because right now is more than enough power, light in the hearts of the human beings. We are already in the path, but everything is a process. But as much we let it go, as much we forgive. We still need to forgive so much. For example, all these wars, the humans, we create and we kill each other in all over the world. But it was just a madness of absence of love, absence of light. It's so amazing how we can choose suffering. But now the consciousness arrived. It's not about the religion, it's not about the system. It is about the consciousness.
We have another question now. How do we best call the Divine Mother during this time? Because I know that Lake Titicaca has a lot to do with the Divine Feminine on planet Earth, and it's the highest lake in the world and relates to the Divine Mother. And this is where the ceremony is going to be on June 20th that people are currently submitting their names to. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, it was so important for us to organize this ceremony from a long time ago. You know, we thought that we should prepare all these years amazing ceremonies with as much people possible so we can activate as much. But it seems that the cosmos gave us the tools nowadays that will be connected with all over the world, with a lot of children of the Mother Earth and the Father Sun. In the Andes, we believe that the expression of the Divine Mother, the expression of love, the love of the Divine Mother is the highest of the highest frequencies. And the beloved Pachamama, which is not only Mother Earth, Pachamama is like the Divine Mother, like the cosmic Mother. And her presence is in Mama Pacha, Mother Earth, Mama Cocha, Mother Sea, Mama Nina, Mother Fire, Mama Huayra, Mother Wind. But at Lake Titicaca, the beloved Pachamama has her flame anchored there. We believe that everything has a hayu. A hayu is the soul. So the soul of the beloved Pachamama anchored at the sacred lake. Remember, one of the names of the sacred Titicaca was Uña y Marca, which means the eternal city. So of course, the eternal cities are the cities of the eternal souls, the eternal beings. And there is where we celebrate many of the ceremonies from the pre-Inca time. That's why the lake is considered like the point of genesis of most of the cultures, Inca, pre-Inca, in the highlands of Peru.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I also wanted to ask you a little bit on August 1st and 2nd, you're going to be offering a webinar that's going to go more deeply into these solar practices and the 7 qualities of light and the new light that we're currently experiencing after this amazing solar eclipse. So I wonder if you could talk about that a little bit, and I will put the link in the chat box to everybody. And we're offering actually a very special price today if anybody who's currently in here would like to join. So could you tell us a little about it, Jorge?
Yes. So I have this great honor. Thanks for organizing. It's a great honor for me to share about this ancient solar wisdom. We have so many solar practices. One, for example, cleansing the 11 eyes, activating the spiritual eyes, activating the healing hands. So we will be sharing many methods to expand our consciousness, to bring back our power, our light. So we will be practicing ways how we harmonize our relations. You know, if we don't harmonize our lives, we will not in harmony with the Mother Earth. If we don't harmonize our habits, we have to observe all our habits, but not just the habit as habit, but the ways how we experience life, like what we are eating, how we are eating, how we are sleeping, our thoughts, our way to talk, all of that. If it's only our mind, of it is really with our heart, with the essence of ourselves, because we have the tendency to be distracted by the mind only. But we need to open wider and wider. But to get there, we really need some practices. And those practices brings more awareness. Those ways of clearing our histories, the densities of our histories are so useful, not only for yourself, but for the family, for the community, for all life. So the ways, probably many of you learn about the offerings to the Mother Earth, about the chumpicuyas, about, there are many Inca modalities. In the Andes, we have many nations, and from Lake Titicaca, we have so many solar practices. And we are giving more emphasis in what is the light. I believe at the night, we've been very much into the mother. Nowadays, we start to open ourselves to that light. So we start the lineage of the Capacunas. Capac is power. Like the first Inca, the great Manco Capac, who started the lineage of the Capacunas. Now, it's not about only one Inca. Everybody is a Capacuna when we recover our power, our light.
That's wonderful, Jorge. It's amazing, really. You have so much knowledge, so much to teach. I really believe that the guardians of the earth came back from thousands of years, and you are one of them. So I'm so proud to be here and share this moment with you. And thank you also, Simone, that you bring I will say this, the basic knowledge of the Incas, that is the condor, the snake, and the puma. So thank you, Simone. So beautiful to have you here.
We'd love to hear another song from you, Simone. Or some.
Yeah. And Jorge, I know that when is your workshop of solar shamanism? Diana, when it is?
It's
in August.
1st and 2nd, and it's from 1 till 5 Pacific time. And I've put the link to the page that describes more in the chat box.
Like the solstice is for the Father Sun, August is for the Mother Earth. Everybody, the 31st of July is busy trying to get the goodies, trying to get the best for the offerings the 1st of August. So in this opportunity, we will do amazing ceremony at the Lake Titicaca with Mama Pachamama, Cochamama Nina, Mama Huayra, and we are going to do the offering in the Aymara way. And we will bring all the participants to the circle. How? The energy and the technology helps us in this project. So the ones who are in this webinar will send a picture and the name. So we will put the key to the prayers and the offerings with the name, and the participants also, they can put a wish for this ceremony that the shaman, the great brother Don Agustin at the Lake Titicaca in a beautiful three-circle temple will perform the ceremony with the presence of Mamacocha, the lake, the sacred lake, and the Apus, that they are witnessing this amazing ceremony there.
Read again. It is a lot of questions that they still there. Everyone wants to know a practice, how to hold this spiritual vibration that can be all the time with us. So it's so many practices that I know that in this workshop you're gonna offer these solar practices. So we have 2 minutes. So do you want to share something about a practice?
One of the practices is to calm down, to be centered, okay? So you go outside, better with no shoes, you stand up, just open the hands, open, relax, surrender to the light of the Father with much gratitude. And you get a bite of solar air. And you chew that light like a bread, okay? And you make a ball of light in your mouth. And then with a closed eye, you take it to the pineal gland. And there we see a butterfly. And that energy we bring down, counting 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 to the sacral, all the way down. And from there, we blow. To be centered. So we will be sharing 9 solar practices. The practice in the morning, the practice of the noontime, in the evening. You don't have to do all this practice all the time. All this practice is guiding us to root it, that we are that light, the ray of the sun. We are a contribution to life. We bring the same qualities of the Father Son. But in the practice, we have the opportunities to bring different aspects. For example, the qualities. Each of the qualities is inside of us. For example, we are warm. One of the qualities of the Father Son, it's warm. Okay? So the children of the Sun is warm people, warm children. So how do you know if you are warm or you are cold? Because we say, yes, I'm children of the Sun, of course I am. My mind says, absolutely agree. But really, how is your thoughts? How is your words? Do you use warm words with yourself or cold words? You know, we have that tendency to use cold words. In some studies by Harvard Institute, for example, they found like 90% of the human thoughts are negative thoughts. Pessimist thoughts, we can say in a way. That's why it's so famous, the famous not good enough. So when you see what kind of words you use with yourself, when you observe the words, the cold words are just from the mind. The warm words always comes from the heart and always are true. And the ones from the mind, most of the time, are lies. And we believe those lies. Why? Because we stop. We don't clarify the densities of the histories from the past. So we will be learning ways how to release, how to cleanse, how to transparent, how to clarify, how to transform those energies into love energies. So it's so much. I'm really surprised when, I was sharing this from a long time, and one of my friends says, you know something? I think you've been preparing yourself for this moment, for this transformational moment, because we are sharing tools, methods of transformation.
Yeah, yes, beautiful. Is the Kundalini awakening from the Andes coming into the north, so beautiful, the Condor and the eagle together. That's the prophecy. Thank you so much, Jorge. Is so much beauty, so much knowledge, wisdom, love. And we want Simeon to play some of these beautiful instruments he has.
Yes, thank you so much, Jorge, for being with
Thank
us.
you.
And Simeon, thank you. Thank you very much. Been really informative and uplifting, and we feel very blessed to have you both here from the sacred land of the Andes.
Simeón, ¿nos quieres tocar un poco de tu música increíble con ese instrumento de triángulo que has a triangle instrument? That is the Divine Trinity. Thank you.
Listo. Gracias.
So beautiful. Really brings the energy and the feeling of the land of the Andes to us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Gracias. Gracias, Simone. Thank you also, Don Jorge. Thank you. Muchísimas gracias. And we have this beautiful ceremony coming in the solstice, Inti Raymi. And also we have this amazing solar shamanism that I want to be there, this workshop. That's so, thank you, Jorge. Thank you very much. You can do it, Diana?
Well, I'm not going to play this, but it's really a beautiful, incredible conch shell that I found. I met this lady, and it was on their family altar, and she said that I had to have it. So it's a very great honor. It's from Olete Tambo, and so I just wanted to share this. It's a very sacred, ancient conch shell. So thank you. It's been a beautiful experience having you, Jorge, and Simone with us today and preparing for this very powerful weekend that's coming up ahead of us.
Thank you. Gracias, Jorge. Thank you, Simone. Gracias. Gracias. So we have another portal coming, right? We have the portal to emotional healing.
Yes, next week. Yes, next Thursday at the same time.
It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be Alberto Villoldo and also Adonea Judith, Mabel Katz. Well, it's going to be...
It's Stephen Halpern. And we're still, we have some more people as well.
Yeah, we have more. So wonderful. Thank you so much, Jorge. And thank you all. Thank you, Diana. And until the next portal. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and being part of this experience with us.
Thank you.